Happy spring equinox and welcome to perfumery log number 17. Today I'm going to be doing a spring-like perfume based in the ingredient of Palmarosa. One particular kind of Palmarosa, in fact. This is Gingergrass. You can see a picture of it back here. And this has a rosy, vaguely gingery, vaguely lemony thing. And I've decided to make a meta accord of gingergrass, lemongrass, hyssop, and then I'm going to put some coriander and a little bit of sweet fennel on this to round it out as a kind of herbal flavor. And then I'm going to build up a floral part with rose, lavender, and chamomile, which is kind of equal parts herbal and floral. This should make for a sweet, meditative, and spring-like perfume. Gender neutral, maybe a little femme-lating if I'm honest with myself about it, but basically smells like herbs, so anybody could wear it. Check it out. Okay, so we're going to begin with our neat ingredients. The first and most important of which is Palmarosa itself. Now, turn on my scale here. And it tears automatically. Now I need 0.6 of a gram of this stuff. .5, 0.59, 0.61. Close enough. Gingergrass is the star ingredient in this, so if it's very slightly overdosed, as long as it's below the IFRA limit, I really don't mind. Okay, thinking of gingery things, I want some fresh ginger. Fresh ginger is going to be 0.2 of a gram. Now this is my top note ginger. And this is gone in about 20 minutes, unlike the other ginger, which sticks around for hours and hours. This is just to give it a little spice in the opening. Okay, I'm gonna need a little coriander. So now I'm building up an accord for the meadow, and the coriander is there to boost the lavender. Just a quarter of a gram of it here. Good. Because together, the lavender and the coriander will do really nicely. Okay, 0.1 of a gram of fennel. Now the fennel is kind of a sweetener. It has this anisic quality to it, but it also has a sweetness of its own. Good. And it does not take a lot of fennel, because fennel too strong is going to start smelling like licorice. Okay. So now we will build up from the base. Let's see. Benzoin, 2 grams of 15% benzoin. I just remade my benzoin tincture. And this is a lot purer than the one I had before. 1 gram, 1.5. Benzoin serves as a fixative, and this is a significant dose. You'll be able to smell it at the end, but otherwise there wouldn't be much of a base note on this at all. Because like the next longest lasting thing would be, where's the lemongrass? Lemongrass is potent and long lasting. I'm going to put 0.6 of a gram in it here, which is quite a bit. 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.59. Close enough. The lemongrass will be one of the last things you can still smell in the dry down. It has a fairly long last life and it's strong to start with. Let's see, what else will be long-lived? Gingergrass is already in there. Hyssop. Yeah. Got a whole gram of hyssop in here. It's 0.6. 0.9. Hyssop is a very long-lasting mint, but if you use too much of it, you will get the scent of public restroom. Okay, we've already used the lemongrass. Okay, so now we build in our rose note. Now, part of why I use this particular rose is that this particular rose has Rosa Damascena, but it's Rosa Damascena 10% diluted in a fixative, and that fixative is actually really, really handy to the perfume. So I'm going to put a gram of this in. 0.4, 0.6, 0.9, 1 gram. So besides the Rose Absolute being really, really nice in itself, it also has dipropylene glycol in it, which is nicely fixative for some of the other items, and will make some of the top note items I'm about to put in last longer. Okay, so mid-notish things. Chamomile. Yeah, chamomile's a mid-note. How much chamomile do I need? 2 grams. Okay. It's 0.6. 1.1. 1.7. 2 grams. Now to bridge all this herbal stuff with the floral stuff, I'm gonna add a little cardamom. Cardamom, one of my favorite notes, and it works really well with ginger. It works good with lemon and lemongrass. Right. 4. Perfect. And that leaves us with our top note. Since part of the bottom note is lemongrass, part of the top note is going to have to be lemon itself to match. So I'm going to do a gram of this lemon. That's half. You got to be careful with the lemon oil because it can sensitize you to sunburn. So I buy food safe lemon so that you can drink it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the right kind of lemon for you, because like you can buy lemon that's had its ferrocoumarin removed, and then you can use a lot more lemon in your formula. And we will finish it off with the top of the top note, 2 grams of 10% lavender. And there we go. Here is Gingergrass Meditation. I have to let that settle for a while. It's very pungent at the moment. Let's put it in a bottle. See how much liquid we got here. This is 11.2 grams of liquid. Plenty enough to sample for the moment. I will figure out what the actual official concentration is later. I don't think it's the 20% EDP that I wanted it to be, but I think it's probably still within perfume concentrations because most of the stuff in it is at 10%. It kind of depends on how you count the GPG. Tune in to more Perfumery Log later to find out how this how this particular perfume worked out. Don't forget to like and subscribe.